So we're on my way up to my dad's right now. Gonna do a little work on the tanks. I'm always so excited to work on these things, but when I get a little bit of time, it's hard to get motivated. So we had to bribe ourselves with bringing dinner up to his house. My wife's on her way up there too. We made some chicken, broccoli, cheddar soup, and we've got a big homemade sandwich that we're gonna bake in the oven, like on a big loaf. And my dad's also got some chicken wings that we're gonna cook. So it's gonna be a pretty good dinner. And afterwards, hopefully, if we're not too full, we'll do a little work on the tank. Yeah, buddy, here it is. Oh man, as my 2-year-old says. Oh man, and oh boy, here it is. So we put together, oh, it's hard watching through the phone screen. These 7-inch, just hang on the back filter socks, pretty big. We're gonna have probably about 350 gallons in this system. Then we got the eShop's Axiom 350 heavy bioload, 300 gallons. I'm expecting to get to that heavy to medium bioload probably within the first 6 to 9 months actually. And got most of it set up, and I think I'm gonna put it in a 5-gallon bucket. This is a good tip. Put it in a 5-gallon bucket if it fits, and just run it with vinegar water for a day or two before putting it in the tank, and it really chisels down that break-in period from a week or two to just a day or two. So kind of a cool idea. And then my dad's running down to Menards right now, which is kind of like a Home Depot or Lowe's for you Southerners. And we're gonna get some pieces to put in some baffles. So I think we'll put in one maybe just outside of the skimmer and overflow section, and then we'll put in another one maybe here, maybe a little further down, because we'll just have a few return pumps here. Then that leaves us a big section in the middle if we want to do a refugium or if we need more space someday, and just gives us a lot of room to play with. And then we'll have our UV sterilizer when the sump here is back in the room underneath the tank. We're gonna run a few lines with a pump probably on the back side, and just run a plastic tube up to the UV sterilizer, which will hang above the tank. This is the deer I shot. How many points is it? 9, I think. Nice little 9-pointer. I think I shot it how many years ago, Sarah? 3 or 4 years ago. Pretty cool deer. Alright guys, so we ran into our first issue of the night. Is our bulkhead. This piece right here comes down, and so we need a pipe to fit into this piece, and I bought all 1.25 inch tubing, so we don't have anything that's going to be able to fit into this. We need to go and get 1.5 inch unions to 1.25 inch, and so we can size it down. So I'm gonna run to Menards and get it. He's gonna start drilling holes for the pipes to go through the wood here, and we'll be back. Alright, so we're going to buy a 1.5 inch tube instead, because they don't have adapters from 1.5 inches to 1.25 inches. Go figure. And then we are going to just buy all the fittings for 1.5 inch to go down to the sump. Then our return line will still be 1.25 inch, and we'll just go with that. Well, it definitely took us a little while. Now we got a pipe sticking out the window all around.
Okay, here we go. Okay, take 2.
We're heading up to my dad's for the 2nd day in a row. 2 days in a row to work on the tanks. That's right. Subway. Can't do work on the tanks without some Subway. So we're just sanding some of these pieces down first to give it some rigid edges. Then we're gluing them in, priming and gluing them in, getting ready to hook them up to the back of the overflow. The reason why we sand these down really is to just open the pores of the plastic, and then you can get the glue in there and it has something to really grip to a lot better.
So and then this primer that you put on first is a 2-part thing. You put the primer on, and that further cleans it and preps it for the glue. So it's perfectly clean and ready to receive the glue.
Alright guys, so here it is, the overflow box. This is going to be the emergency. So these two will be the regular drains, and each one goes down into its own sock, and the emergency goes into this one on the right as well. And yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Don't mind our little hack job there. We actually, if you can see, had to drill through a screw back there. Kind of funny. But yeah, so they're all glued in. Now we've got in our baffles down there, both sides. It's hard to see. Then we'll put our return pump down there and just run a tube up over the edge, and just for now I'll probably just put it in there later on. Well, I think we have a few Ys. We can actually probably direct the flow out a little bit. So yeah, be pretty cool. Well, we're heading home. It's been a long day at the office, man, I'll tell you that. But it's been good. We got a lot done. I'm excited. My dad is gonna be out of town for a few days, so I'm gonna finish plumbing the return side from the sump to the tank. I'm gonna try to finish plumbing that tomorrow or the day after, and then I'll just inspect everything, and then we can start putting some rocks and sand in there, aquascaping. Then we'll start filling it up with water.